Hello, hello, hello. We are live with today's stream. So I'm going to share that on all the social medias and then we'll hop into the game. It is Wednesday. We are starting with Animal Crossing and then going to be switching to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic later. And let's just hop right in as we are starting in Meltork 5 today to get, let's see here, holidays. The holidays list. Station Model 10, in theory. July 6th, 338, Meltork 5. Yes. Andra. Okay. And let's see if we actually get Station Model 10 as we're expecting. I'm really nervous after yesterday's fiasco, but we'll see how it goes. Let's just get rid of this. Okay, where is... Okay. Just go this way. Here, and then down this way to the wishing well. Long spot, but we don't got. Okay, hey Tornor. For 5 day, celebrate life. This place to live around here. Extra swag. Station Model 11. What? Okay. Once again, let's go and check what's going on here. Wait. We were expecting 10 and we got 11? Those aren't even the same. So this is metal. That's brick. What? Hey. Pro Dale Random, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing? What? What? That's so confusing. That's not even... close to the same thing. I mean, like, number-wise it is, but... You're so... So you don't necessarily get the train station model of the train station you have. Okay, let's think this out then. So, you get a random train station model, apparently. So why does everyone think you get the train station model that you have in your town? That's weird. Okay. Okay, well here's what we're going to do then. It's random train stations. Then... in theory, we should be able to get 4 of them today. 4 different ones. And then... we just need 4 characters. Do we have time to make enough characters? Maybe. Store an item. Giveaway. Okay. So if we make more characters for this town here, we could get more train station models. Okay, in that case, what I'm going to quickly do, I'm just mark down a thing. So it seemingly is random. But which one did we get yesterday? We got Station Model 4, so I'm going to put a star next to that one, just to say we got that one. And then just today we got number 11. So we need to get all of them. And apparently it's random. So let us... 26, yes. Yes. New. Who are we gonna do as our second character for Meltork 5? Why did it be Meltork 5? So many of my other towns I know, like, what all my potential character names are gonna be. Meltork 5, I do not. We did Leandra, who's a Lartian character, so then we would do an Archon character, a Cardalian character, and I don't know for the 4th one. We'll go with... we'll go with an Archon character for a second. Chronasa. Yes, sure. Moving. Okay. Oh. I need to press B, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna quickly run through character stuff and then see if what train station model we get. Which is weird, because in Trantor I could have sworn we did get the train station model we would have expected for the train station we had. But I mean, this one is clearly, like, yesterday's could have been, like, okay, like, just the wrong color. But here we had, like, you know, completely different one. So, we're gonna try, see how things, we're gonna test things out here. Yes. Okay. And then, depending on how things go, then we have, with each town day this month, I do need to, I guess now I know when Trantor Day is, since that might actually now become relevant, that we could, because I think Trantor Day we only did with Rick last year, so we could do with our other 3 characters yet. Sure. So then we could get, on each town day we could get up, in theory, 4 train station models. Which also means we didn't need to go this many towns for the train station stuff. Or for, like, I mean, obviously to help, well, no, actually it is still good, because we don't know how. 72 characters, 15 train station models. Odds are decent. But okay. Hey, Cajun Canuck. What is the darkest joke I know? I don't know. I don't tend to do much with dark jokes. No thanks. Okay. Let's go. Come on, Nook. Okay. Which acre did he say I was in? Right there. I literally came like almost straight here. Okay. Just had to stop by the train station to quickly check the map because I forgot which acre. Okay. So it does feel weird, like the fact that we're doing Animal Crossing here and we haven't even played as my main character yet, but since this apparently is a bit different than I was expecting, we have to work with what we've got. There we go. Everything planted. Yeah. Okay. And then is this now, where we go meet everyone. It's been a little while since I created a character, so I'm a bit out of... Okay, so it's... Yeah, meet everyone, then... Well, we'll get back, I think, is probably like delivery or something. Okay, fastest way... Go down... Okay, no. We'll go this way. So talk to Robin. Go down, talk to Hank. Twiggy. Cupcake. We can check the police station, just check the map there if we need to. And come around and talk to the rest of them on our way back up. Okay, so Robin, Hank, Twiggy, Cupcake, like that. Okay. Robin. Yes. Okay. Then we go this way. Up. Wait, was there somebody else up here? No. No, that's the dump. Okay. It was... Hank. Okay, I think... Then there was somebody right down here, right? Yeah. Well, Twiggy. Then this way was someone, I think. Yes, Cupcake. Awesome. Quickly run over here. Check the map. Okay, so we got those four. So we're gonna go down here. So we have basically from here, go straight up. There, and then okay. Okay. So 1, 2, 1. We got this. What's everyone else up to today? Anyone do anything interesting? Hello. Okay. And 2 in this acre. Okay. And Goldie. Oh, I see a fossil right down there. Okay. Talk to the mayor. Grandpa. We'll go with Grandpa. Okay. And then should be another person up here. Yes, Sven. And one more person before we cross the bridge, or after we cross the bridge. Definitely the acre. Yeah, before we cross the bridge. Yeah, stone. Okay. So we got that down. Okay, dollar furniture, penny, you won. Okay. Yeah, I think I don't even need to check the map there. I got that in my head. Where was the bridge, right? Okay, so we... Oh, you know what? For some reason I was thinking we have to get everything done by 5. We have till 6 before the town day stuff ends. So we should have plenty of time to make... I'll fill up this town with characters. And then... yeah. And get a train station model with each of them. And... yeah, so we might actually get... get the whole... it's possible to get all the train station models, you know, sooner than we thought, because if we can get... now obviously if we get doubles, then that's, you know, gonna could take just as long, or even longer. Problem is if we get too many doubles, we could end up missing out on some, but fingers crossed that won't happen. Okay. Next task, oh, so we'll get the map. Map is useful. Press the X button. X marks the spot. Oh, we're writing a letter here, right? Okay. Special sale at 4 o'clock. Okay. That's fine. Like I said, we have until 6 to make 3 additional characters this time. Which also means I think we are going to start preparing for other towns by making... so today, obviously, yeah, we're kind of rushing to do this, get all the characters, but I think, yeah, next time we'll create some more characters in another town and just work on getting full 4 characters in each town. I mean, TRD is kind of... TRD's kind of whatever, because we already passed the town day yesterday. Oh, and also that means I should also check the town day for Maltork 4. So initially I wasn't going to worry with that because it's just the same train station as Trantor. But now that I've learned that's apparently pointless. Okay. Okay, so we work for somebody else. Let's go talk to Robin. She's the closest. Can I help out? Okay. And Hank, I guess. Check with Hank. Hank, where are you at? Can I help out? Oh. Twiggy? Twiggy? Help me to help you. Let me help. Oh, yes. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Be passing Hank. Anyway, just to, you know, just head back up. Delivery. Okay. Then we head back to Nooks. Now I'll have another job for us. Give me another delivery. I guess, yeah. Lower carpet. Sven. Oh, Sven's not too far. Okay. Hey, Sven. Delivery. Carpet and wallpaper are important, yes, yes. Okay. What's next? Next, the delivery of the axe. Yeah. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. I'll get my own axe. I understand. I'll have to axe you for an axe later. Okay, so here we're having to go like all the way to the bottom, far bottom corner. Okay. I guess southwest corner of town. But hey, you know, quickly get there. Here we go. Got an axe for you. Can I ask you a question? Yes. Yes. I know, I know. Letters are a popular thing around here. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, now thinking about it though. The fact that train stations are seemingly, station models are seemingly random means I spent a lot of time resetting to get the train stations I needed. Apparently, were ultimately unnecessary. But, well, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, now I just need to write a message on the message board, right? Or an advertisement, as it were. Okay. There we go. Good amount of exclamation marks. I'd say that we've done our job splendidly. Okay. All done. Excellent. Yes, yes, Nook, I know how to make money. Just let me go, please. That's for future me to worry about. There we go. Okay. So now we go and see what train station model we'll get from Tortimer this time. So Station Model 13. Yeah, it's completely random. So did, like, we as, like, Animal Crossing players just be like, oh yeah, it's, you get the train station model of the train station that your town has, and just nobody thought to actually, like, you know, check that that was correct? We just assumed it was true? Like, obviously I assumed it was true because that's what I read, until now all of a sudden it's like, no, it's clearly not true. Hey, Superstar, what do I think about the New Horizon? Well, I've not played New Horizons. One day I will. Yeah, so here's Station Model 13. Okay, so really, you can get any station model on any town day, and it ultimately doesn't matter which one. Which means I'm just, yeah, gonna have to go and make 4 characters in each of my towns and keep getting as many as I can out of the hopes that, you know, I got all of them without, because right now, you know, I've gotten all unique ones, but we've only gotten, you know, 4 out of 15 so far. Presumably eventually that will change. So it's just on whichever town days, but it's random. Okay. Then so again, then we'll just, I guess, change this to train station models. Because we don't know which ones we're getting when. So yeah, so all that work I put into, you know, getting town for each train station was ultimately unnecessary. And we will need to then also check, yeah, which days Trantor Day and Mousework 4 Day are on, since apparently I can get more train stations from those days as well. Assuming they weren't already. If they already occurred this month, then, well, I'll have to wait. And that won't help me much this year. Store an item. Station Model 13. Give away. Okay. Okay, so then... So then this was actually correct. Not that this matters anymore, but this was TRD, was that one, and Unity is this one. Okay. Then I guess let's create 2 more characters in this town and get 2 more train station models. And so in theory, so we already had one from last year, we already got one yesterday, so that's 2 off of 15 is 13. Okay, so in theory, assuming we don't come upon any duplicates with just, you know, today and 3 more town days, we could in theory get all of them. Now obviously that's down to, you know, RNG, but it's possible. No. Okay, what do we want to name this character? Well, first this good character's gonna be an asshole. Tarvon. Sure. Cool, I guess we'll go with one that I know it. What's it to? Yeah. Fine, be uncool, whatever. Leave me alone. Okay. So yeah, so within an individual town, we can. So there's a plus and the minus. The plus is that we can get 4 separate train station models within the same town in theory. The minus, of course, being that it's completely random. So whereas before it was like, okay, from our understanding previously, it was each town would give us a train station model unique to its train station. But we'll just have to play things out and see how things go. One step at a time. Unfortunately, that means we have to go through Nook Spiel, well, this time and then one more time yet today. At least with some of my towns, like Trantor, Praetoris, Meltork 4, I already have a full 4 characters. I think even one of my other towns has like 3. Don't talk to the die, right? Go in the house. Yeah, I'll go with this one. Like, I went in and immediately came out, and Nook was standing, like, right here. It's like he teleported. Okay. Okay. So how's everyone else doing today? Hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you're not being, you know, surprised by confusing surprises. No thanks. Unless you like being confused by confusing surprises. To each their own. I like when I can plan things out in advance and know exactly how it's going to go. And of course that we've already made a new plan now, but... Okay. A4. And it will be quick. Although, why is he running away from his store, and then he's already going to be there when we get there? That's just creepy. That's kind of creepy. Just saying. Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's just continue with, planting the trees in just a row up here. And the flowers, right here. Excellent. Yep. Nope, not yet. Okay. I think I remember the layout from just us just doing it with previous character. Okay. Robin, then we go up here and down the ramp, leading us to someone. Hank. Down again to find Twiggy. Over here to find Cupcake. Then we cross the river and got a nice easy thing. Okay. Someone right here, yes. Good day, good day. Two up here. Number one. And number two. Then the mayor. He's gonna go with his dad. I mean, technically he's not human, he's Cardalian. Like, my characters in this town so far, we have a Lartian, an Archon, and a Cardalian. Still trying to decide what I want to make the last one. Maybe a Martian? Maybe roll Tolkien? That seems like a bad idea. Yes, okay, excellent. We did meet everyone. Deliver furniture. Robin, C4. Okay. Oh, that's pretty easy. Robin's just straight down from here. A, B, and C. Easy as A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Yes, working for Tom Nook. Yeah. I know how it works, Robin. Know how it works. Furniture, yes. 230. Okay, that's fine. That's where we get the map. Then we'll have to write a letter. Okay. Where are we writing a letter to? Gaston. Okay. No, we're actually going to write an actual, I'm going to have an idea. No one's slick as stone. No one's actually we are going to do Slash marks as quick as Gaston. Ooh, no one's next as incredibly thick as Gaston isn't gonna fit. Gaston. There we go. Yeah, where do we go? There we go. No one's slick as Gusto, no one's quick as Gusto, no one shops at Nooks like Gusto. I know that doesn't really... Oh, wait. Quite. There we go. Flow, but don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay. Given more time, I could definitely craft something better. But, you know, don't want to spend too much time on that. Mail a letter, please. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take a bit of time writing a letter. Okay, so let's go find somebody to work for. Start with check Robin first, since she's the closest. Hello, Robin. Want a job? Okay. Consider it done. Okay, so yeah, fastest way is this way. Of course, that's to be the the villager that's just like the furthest possible away from Robin. But you know, it is what it is. It's fine. Let's go and see where she be. Yes. Picking up. Okay. To be like, okay, is she gonna? Because I know sometimes they just send us to after somebody else. It's like, oh, I lent it to this person. Oh, and I lent it to this person, and I lent it to this person. But that's not the case this time. It is kind of amusing though when you think about it. Just like all these characters that are just like lend out other people's stuff, and it's like, come on, don't be like that. That's just rude. Sorry for the yawning. Yes, I'm delivering the handkerchief. Yes. Stationary, okay. Is what it is. Carpet. Where are we delivering it? Hank. Okay, Hank's not far. And back just like right down here. Hank, my buddy, Hank Mappel. Yes, we got a delivery for you. So please accept it. From me to you. Smoothest pad ever. Dr. Popular MD. Nookerator. Yeah. I mean, you're the one doing all the talking there, pal. Not me. I was mostly just listening. Okay. And then he's gonna have the axe for me to deliver, which will be to Gaston. No one chops down trees like Gaston. Chases bees like Gaston. Or catches. No one chops down trees like Gaston. Catches bees like Gaston. See, I could come up with something if I, like, you know, give it a bit of thought. Hey. Delivery. For you. What's it say? Yeah. Okay. And then we just have the advertisement. And then we're done working for Nook with yet another character. Right, something super embarrassing. Got it. There we go. Nice and suitable. Luckily, Nook doesn't actually check it himself, so he has no idea whether or not we've actually written a good ad. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, well, let's go and see which train station model we can get with Darvan, or however I decided his name was pronounced. And then we have to create another character. Oh, and I have to decide on the final character. Here we go. Tortimer. Which one? Damn it, another 11. So we already had a double just within the same town. That's unfortunate. But it is what it is. That's why, yeah, we're gonna have to try with, like, every single character. All Might Hounds. TRD we miss out on doing with 3 other characters yesterday, so hopefully hopefully that doesn't matter. Hopefully we're able to get all 15 like this, because like so we have 72 characters, 72 divided by 15. Let's see, 15 plus 15 is 30, 60, so 75. Okay. So okay, we'll see how it goes. Just thinking about stuff. No. I totally didn't plan this, but their initials are LCD. Okay. SD would have also been amusing. Okay, who do we want for our final character? A Martian, probably. That's probably our best bet. So an M name. Axis. Now it. Moving. Don't know yet. Okay. Whew. This being down to RNG though with the train station models, I would have preferred if it was just. I mean, I put all the work into the assumption that it was going to be getting it. You know, you get the train station model for the station you have in your town, but it is what it is. Sometimes life gives you lemons, and sometimes you just gotta make the lemons yourself. Or something. Not quite sure what my point there was, or not quite sure what my analogy was there. Yes. Okay. But it definitely is interesting that just the fact that, like, it's just accepted truth amongst Animal Crossing GameCube players that you get the train station model of the train station that you have in your town. Like, you would think at some point somebody would have realized that's not actually the case. Like, because like yesterday when it happened to me, I was just like, oh, the colors must just be mixed up or something. But today it was like, no, we're getting, like, you know, brick train station model in a town with a metal train station. Like, that's not just a simple, like, color mix-up. That's downright. But I guess, like, if the people that, you know, are making maintaining the wikis and making guides and doing stuff like that are just not like if they're just using codes to, for instance, say get all of the train station models, it just wouldn't come up. Okay. Let's go. Again, Nook was heading downwards. We're heading, like, directly for his store, and somehow he still beat us in. Makes no sense. Nook, can you teleport? Do you have, like, some kind of, like, underground elevator hidden somewhere? It's, like, super fast. Oh, what am I doing? He just gave me the uniform. For some reason, my brain was already on the, planting flowers. There we go. Trees, I guess. Trees and flowers. Flowers and trees. Most of these trees are gonna die. Like, one or two of these over here might survive. And we need to plant the flowers somewhere. There we go. Yes. Made it look a little nicer. $80 bells, good stuff. Okay. So yes, Saturday is our next town day. And we're not going to have time for creating creating 3 characters and running through all the things. So tomorrow and or Friday we'll want to create extra characters for whichever town we have a town day on Saturday. Yeah, we do like a bit of create 1 or 2 tomorrow and then another 1 or 2 on Friday. Just kind of split it up in theory, or even 1 a day, because we probably would have time to create 1 character on. I mean, I have time to create 1 character on Saturday itself, as long as we started on stream on time. Well, should we count on me starting stream on time? It's not exactly been my strong suit as of late. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. got the sorry, Goldie. We got the mayor. I'll go with his grandpa. So, all with telepaths is they can, of course, always know what answer you're looking for. If we're going with canon character, obviously, like I made up all these names just for this town, right? My character names here, but they're all kind of theory characters that would exist within my writings, and 3 of them are telepathic aliens. Now there's a non-telepathic alien. Because Lartians, Martians, and Archons are all psychic. Cardalians are not. Okay. Cardalians are cool, they're like dragons. I believe, yes, I did meet everyone, excellent. Furniture, where to? Cupcake. D4. D4 the Mighty Ducks. Except there wasn't a D4 the Mighty Ducks. There were 3 Mighty Ducks movies. And there was a cartoon series, but it was unrelated. Now there's a live action series, isn't there? That's on Disney Plus. I think so. I'll have to check it out at some point. Cupcake. Here to deliver something. Yep, working for the Nook. Phonograph. Okay. Whatever works. Okay. Now this is where when we get back, Nick is going to go to the map and tell us who we're writing a letter to. Direct mail, yes, Twiggy. Twiggy. No, we're gonna keep it simple, to the point. Sail. Come sail away. Come sail away. Sail away with me. Okay. Gaston. Sven. I'd like to mail a letter to Twiggy, please. And thank you. No, just the one. I just realized I have a pizza. I still have a frozen pizza in the freezer. I don't know what I'm eating for supper after stream today. Gaston, excuse me. I need to cross the bridge. Thank you. Yes. Lovely Ashley, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing? Okay, what are we doing now? We're just going to find somebody to do a job for. Robin? I'll work for me. On a job. Hank. Okay. Oh, delivery. Okay, awesome. Good stuff. Good to hear. So deliver that to Hank, and then that's nice and easy delivery. I am doing well. Been on the tired side, but I mean, when am I not? Just playing some Animal Crossing and creating some additional characters to maximize the amount of train station models I can get. Okay. Because I want to get all of them. Okay. Deliver a nice carpet. Who for Robin? Oh, that's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Yeah, because until recently I assumed, as most people do, that, you know, you get the train station model of the train station you have in town. And thus, I have 15 towns, well, actually I have 18 towns, but I have towns with each of the 15 different train stations. Turns out that's not the way it works. It's random. So now I'm just trying to get as many characters as I can, so I can get as many attempts at getting train station models as I can to hopefully get all the ones I need. Which is all of them. In my quest towards 100%ing the game. Okay. So now we're gonna deliver the axe. Who did we write the letter to? Oh yes, Twiggy. So now we're gonna have a delivery for Twiggy, yes. Where's Twiggy again? Is Twiggy over? Okay, right there. Just the one living just south of Hank. Okay. Hey, Twiggy. Delivery. You know, in my main town at one point, I think I had Twiggy. Living with a house right around in a similar area, like acre, in a similar acre to where Hank's is, like with like right up alongside the cliff and such. Maybe. Oh, no. Does my main town? I think my main town is an acre like that. Where you can have a house right up beside the cliff like that. And we'll know soon once we're done here. I can go and check. I mean, I will be going in my main town once we're done here. Bulletin board, excellent. Final task. Nook is always watching you. If you can see Nook, Nook can see you. If you can't see Nook, Nook can still see you. There we go. Okay, so we got 11 and 13, and then another 11, which doesn't help us. So let's see what we get with our character here. And we also still have a Thor in TRD from yesterday that we need to pick up. Yeah, well, let's go see what we get with Malaxis. I'll remember the name someday, maybe. See what Tortimer gives to us here. Okay, Tortimer. Tortimer. 5-day, yes. Okay, what are we getting here? So 3 of my characters in this town got station model 11, but the other one got station model 13. So the fact that 3 of them did get the same thing, but it's not like the train station, because like not the train station that we have, right? Because like this is station model 11, which, you know, you can see is made out of brick, and then this is the actual train station we have up here, which is made of metal. So all 4 of our characters did get train stations made of brick, but 3 of them got train station 11, and then the other got train station 13. I hate when you enter a building right as the hour change happens, the screen stays black for just like a little longer, and every time that happens, it happened to me, because that happened the other day as well, my brain is just like, did my game just freeze up? Because that is like what we put in here, right? With Leandra. Check items. Yeah, that's station model 11 as well. So we got 11, and then we got 13, and then we got 11 again, and 11 yet again. I'm not sure what to take from that. Oh, actually, one other thing I want to quickly check. Can we order the station models from the catalog? I'm gonna guess probably not. Oh, for sale, okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. But it's good to know for certain. Okay, otherwise, then I guess we're done with characters in this town. Okay. I think I'm gonna make some decisions about how we're gonna be doing certain things. Okay, so where are we going now? Okay, we're gonna need to. Well, we're gonna be doing standard stuff, so we're still working on Islanders. So we want Yodel Novum in slot B, and then Trantor in slot A. Just give me a moment to swap out memory cards. Okay. Yes, July 6th, 503, Trantor. All good. Rick. Ooh, it's still raining. First, let's check who our new villager is, see if it's, anyone we're still waiting on. Nate, Petunia, Hopper, Admiral, Freya, Tybalt, Olive, Mitzi, Joey Tab. Yes, though. This is our new villager, but we have had them before. So, that's whatever. Museum, a mammoth skull. Only one other thing from the museum. Oh, this is... Oh, okay, nothing else from the museum, apparently. For your hides the credit cards. What did I get here? Stormy shirt. We're gonna stick with the big star shirt for now. And red is gonna be here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Tom Nook with a plum bonsai. And pine bonsai. And exotic chest, and I think exotic something else. Exotic bed, maybe? Chair? Bureau. Not even close. Do we just have 2 more? 3 more. Nook special for today. HRA and whoever moved out yesterday. Tom Nook with a garbage can. Ribop moved to ESS. And HRA loves my house but complains with the placement. Okay, awesome. Okay, firstly, when is... Okay, Trantor Day is on the 27th. So that means that we haven't passed that yet, so we can use that as well. 27th. Oh, that's the same as Winnipeg Day. Trantor Day. 27th. Station models. 10 to 6 p.m. Okay. Let's just put the furniture over here for now. We're going to bring it to our islander later, but for now, we just need to get it out of the way. Okay, now let's go explore our town. That's not new. We saw that yesterday. Onwards and forwards, let's go. Try to keep our eyes open, because we have a fossil that's been hiding somewhere in my town where I haven't been able to find it. Weed. Oh, we'll have 5 total fossils, 4 new ones, plus the one that's been missing for however long. But, you know, will we find it? Probably not. But it is what it is. We'll try our best and see how things go. Oh yeah, Huggy Mood. I'm like, shouldn't there be a house over there? Oh, there's a mosquito approaching. Didn't want to... Yep. What I was able to say was didn't want to, you know, get stung by a mosquito or bitten by a mosquito while we were in the middle of hitting a money rock, and sure enough, it was the money rock. So good on us for letting the mosquito bite us first, so that it couldn't interrupt. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we don't need to be checking any more rocks. Just doing our normal otherwise stuff. As we explore our town and see what we might find. Do what we might do. Weed. Pulling weeds, digging up fossils, talking to all our villagers. And here's one of them right now. I am being out and about for a while. I mean, I guess. I should rethink a lot of things, Tabby. I should rethink a lot of things. Huh? For a sofa? Stell's grandmother, if you thought. Make a bell. I mean... Yeah, don't buy anything from Red unless, you know... Unless you know what it is you're... Unless you know it's actually worth it. Fossil number 1. Tons of fun. See what we got in Nooks here. Just out of curiosity, if I had turnips, what would you pay for them? 141. Decent price, but no price spike. Okay. 3,095. Pleasure doing business with you once again. Onwards and forwards. Louvet's neat paper. I just think it's neat. Joey. Talk about Joey. Not pro yet. Welcome in with that raid. How's it going? How are you doing? What are you getting up to on stream? Let me give you a shout out. You playing more Sonic? And you include the word shout out, that would help. Wow, I cannot type. There we go. Great, but then you realize, ooh, yeah, that's rough. When you forget to turn your mic on, or don't realize that it's off, or whatnot. That's definitely rough. But yeah. Well, welcome in. Hopefully, otherwise, you're having a good day. I'm just doing some Animal Crossing here, as we have learned. We've learned things and such. So, you may know how I have, I decided to create 15 plus towns, technically 18, but create enough towns so that I would have, each train station in one of my towns. And then, because the thinking being that, oh, you get the train station model of the train station you have in town. No! You got a random train station model, as I've learned now. So, we'll see how things go as far as that goes. Okay. But, it is what it is. Big issue is just now means we have to contend with RNG. But we have, within each town we can try to get up to 4 train station models, and with 18 towns, that's 72 characters, so 72 chances to get train station models, 15 train station models that I need to get. It's hard to say if it'll work out, but, we're certainly going to try. Mitzi is not in right now. If it doesn't work out, I'm not sure what my backup plan is. Keep creating more towns until I get one that gives me what I need. That does not seem like a good idea. Anything lost? Oh, we won't worry about that for now. Like I said, we have plenty of chances to try and get train station models, so hopefully we manage to get all of them. And yeah, big dog trade. That's the default. Yeah, that's the default background. Even with star, because you know who's a star? You're a star. Trying to see if there's a missing fossil somewhere around here. Don't look like it. Did dig up a random 100 bells though, so free money. Woohoo. Excuse me. Fossil number 2, just for you. Is that the fossil that I've been missing for days? It very well could be. That one was not easy to spot. And I guess for the last few days, I've always had Money Rock being... Or I'm just going to delete the VOD. Never happened. I mean, yeah, do what you gotta do. Yeah, I never had a stream where I went the entire stream with the mic off. I've only had, like, times where I've had the mic off for a little bit by accident. The worst for me, though, was where... Back in the old days with my Mac when I couldn't, with the way I had audio set up, I couldn't like listen to the audio on my computer while I was streaming, and I had forgotten to mute my, because I always have my stream running in the background. I forgot to mute it. So basically, OBS is capturing the audio from my desktop, which includes my stream, and then that audio is going on the stream, and then it's just like creating, you know, a loop of ever increasing audio ridiculousness. And all of a sudden I noticed just like, you know, the audio bar in OBS is just like full on red, and just like, I'm like, wait, what's happening? Realized what happened, and I was like, oh. And I was like, I think I was like 20 minutes into stream. That was not fun. That realization. But, you know, it is what it is. We all make mistakes every once in a while. Okay, your headset, yeah. Do something else and want people to hear you, just forgot to turn it back on. Makes sense, yeah. Not in right now, so Olive and Mitzi. Yeah, for me, or whatever, with my mic, cause I have like a Yeti mic, Blue Yeti or whatever, and I always have because it, you know, when I turn it off, I actually turn it off on the mic or whatever. So then, depending on whether the light is blinking, that means it's off. If it's solid, then it's on. So then I always just kind of frequently glance at that, as well as glancing at, like, you know, OBS itself, just seeing the bars moving. But especially when I check chat, because I can chat and OBS are like right next to each other. But yeah, it's all about, you know. But sometimes, you know, you just don't realize it. You know, it is what it is. When you make that mistake once, though, it's generally a while before you make the mistake again, because then you're always going to be just second guessing yourself. You're like, wait, did I make sure to, you know, turn the audio back on? So using the PS5 to make sure your headset is, and controller's unmuted because the controller has a button. Oh, interesting. Yeah, see, because I'm not streaming through a console, I'm streaming through my PC. So my console connects to my PC, and then that's where I'm streaming from. Okay. Be a capture card. Oh, didn't mean to say that. I meant to actually say something. Card chat? Yes. Okay. I thought it was going very back there. Guess not. The light is on. You know what, you're unmuted. Generally think it'll be the other way around. Ooh, yeah. Like I said, mine is, you know, solid light if it's on, blinking light if it's off. Also number 3, just for me, which I think is a really good way of, because the blinking light you're more likely to, like, you know, make note of it. You're like, oh hey, cool neon, elegant, and neat paper. I just think it's neat. Okay, and somebody's around the... Actually, well, somewhere I heard... both the characters I was looking for. Olive. Rain. I mean, yeah, Rain can be a bit spooky, I suppose. Let's talk. Ooh, left or right? Left. I lost. It's a good thing to have off when you're playing multiplayer games, because you don't want people picking up... Oh, your conversation, yeah. definitely makes sense. The chat. Yeah, because I don't really play multiplayer games on stream very often. And every time I have played a multiplayer game on stream, it's been like local multiplayer. How are things? Everything's perfect. Chat was a very little place, like because like I had my buddy Ken on one time for playing Super Mario World. Had my brother Evan on one time for playing Super Mario Brothers 3. And I guess I've had, you know, people on for Star Wars RPG, which I guess technically the Star Wars RPG wasn't local, but it was because, you know, it was through a Discord video call because we're all around the world, but it's a bit different. Fossil number 4, just one more. It's not from PS5, just turn off voice chat entirely, even if your mic unmuted. I'll go through and no one else will go through. Interesting. Yeah, could be that. Okay. Fossil number 5, we're alive, yes. So the one behind the rock in F5 by the dock there that's definitely the one that we've been missing for the past however many days. Yeah, had I checked that for being the money rock at any point, I probably would have noticed it. Or no, not necessarily. If it had been the money rock, I would have noticed. Just checking it could have gone either way. Freya's not there right now. That's about going in Call of Duty lobby and screaming. I mean, what if you were wrong, though? Admiral. Okay. No thanks. I already have like 3 stacks of stationery on me. Don't need a 4th. Weed. Okay. You're doing it, you're wrong, would woke everyone up. I mean... Nate! Entertain me. Which of these best describes me? 1 second. I'm gonna go with Workhorse. I generally go with Bookworm, but let's go with Workhorse. Tauros. You're wrong. Okay. Petunia and Hopper. Oh, there's Petunia. Even if you were wrong, it would have still been funny. Oh, yeah. Just hanging. Sure. Also, I mean, I like to think I'm at least semi-intelligent. But really, it's just because I'm like, whatever. Oh, mosquito. Oh, hey, there's Freya, who we hadn't talked to yet. Awesome. No, I had stuff to do, Freya. It's working in the morning. And even when I started with Animal Crossing here, I had to do stuff in another town. And Hopper. I did not sleep. I wish I slept the entire day around. I got like 2 hours of sleep last night. Last 2 nights I got like 2 hours of sleep each night. It's not good, not healthy. I need more sleep to tonight I'm definitely going to try to get a more reasonable amount of sleep. That's definitely the plan. Okay, I think we talked to all our villagers, we got all the fossils, we got the mining rock. Did we get the glowing spot? I'm assuming we got the glowing spot, but I don't actually remember getting it. But that's not something I tend to miss, so... Probably got it. And got a whole bunch of weeds. Got some letters to mail. Come mail away, come mail away, come mail away with me. What? Okay. Gotta go and get something to eat. Oh, yeah. I'm sure villagers would call you an absolute moron in New Horizons. Yeah, I definitely hear they're a lot more, a lot nicer in New Horizons. Yeah, go enjoy your food, not forget, and thanks again for the raid and hanging out. There we go. Rain, sleet, snow, or hail will deliver what you mail. Oh yeah, it's like, why is this over here? Because, like, you know, default... But we got two other things, just one thing got bought and the other thing was stationary, so I moved it to my stationary section. That makes sense. Okay, well, let's go sell that random shirt and then head over to the town we're heading over to. We have 3 towns to visit today. First time to sell this big dot shirt. 85. Deal. Okay. So we need to grab 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's head out to town of Novum, I believe it was. Any porter? Yes, taking a trip. Let me just quickly switch to Islander info. Novum, indeed. So, town of Novum, which has the sheer island that we can get to from there, where Yodel is, and we have 4 pieces of furniture from. Then later we'll order the other 4 to bring him tomorrow. It's all coming along nicely. Thank you, Porter. Thank you kindly. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, we've got, we gotta draw a face today. Well, a face. I never draw or almost never draw an actual face. As anyone new here will see, I like to draw, and anyone who's been here before probably all been here before probably knows, assuming you've been here at the right time. I like to draw a random globe on Blanca's face. You got no face. How does the face come off, though? That's what I'm curious about. There's the ocean. And fill in the continents. Just random continents, islands, whatever. See how it goes. There we go. I feel so much better now. I feel like I look better too. It's also interesting, like, where she says, you know, I feel I look better, or like, you just scribble something down. Ooh, thunderstorms here. And know them, right? I wasn't actually paying attention. But I said, know them, yes. Excellent. Where are we going? Okay. Maybe they're just all the way down. Okay. Let's go to the show. Grab myself a map. Oh wait, this was a red acre. Need a map. Thank you. Byron, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing? Let's go to the island. Let's see. Well, get this stuff to Yodel. You're good? Good stuff. Good to hear. I mean, don't worry, Captain. I'm not a youngster anymore. I guess depending on how old Captain is, I mean, I could be youngster in comparison. But I'm 35. I'm, I'm not old, but, I'm not young. Alternatively, I'm 170, but that involves mental time travel. Okay. Sheer Island, let's go. So... Yodel... So I want to see what his house currently has in it. So, Curiosity. What is lone starting piece of furniture? A scale. Okay. Good day, Yodel. I am Rick. And now, what are you gonna ask for? Talk to me. Pine bonsai. Okay. 3 more things to help you. Carrot chat. Ooh, plum bonsai. Awesome. Deal. Two more things. Two more things for you. Amy. What do you do when you don't have anything to do? I'll be at home. reading a novel, well, you just said when you have nothing to do. Reading a novel is something to do. Let's chat. Oh, exotic bureau. Awesome. Now we just need to give him the exotic chest, and we are good until we get the other 4 things. Okay. Just ask for the exotic chest. What's up? Mainlanders, oh yeah. Just hanging. Card chat. Oh. Racquetball. Interesting. I have not played racquetball now. What's up? Yes. Jellyfish. But what else are you gonna have in your peanut butter and jellyfish sandwiches? Ooh, wrong thing, wrong button. Interesting. So, there we go. Exotic chest. Excellent. Okay. So that's 4 out of 8 for him, and then so we'll bring the other 4 tomorrow, and then we'll be done with the Islanders. Go us. Okay. Getting more and more things up to 100%. Although now the future of our furniture is in doubt. Like, we definitely still have a decent chance of getting all of the train station models. But it's down to RNG, which does concern me. And if things don't work out, my options are then what? Option 1? To go against what I said about not using codes and use a code for a non-required thing. I mean, obviously I use codes for the things that you can only get via codes, but that wouldn't be a deal. Alternatively, if we go through, like, you know, all 18 of my towns with 4 characters each, so 72 characters total, and we end up missing out on any train stations, like, we can always buy more memory cards, make more towns, but that's, I mean, getting up to this point was already quite the investment. Anything lost? So I don't know. That's something for future art to worry about, though, because we still have we still have a bunch of July, a lot of town days, to, you know, which to see how things go. And worst case, and I mean, we also have technically within the town of TRD, which I did yesterday, not realizing exactly how stuff worked. So we still have to get 3 more in that town once with additional characters, just we have to wait till next year. Which again, not ideal, but it is what it is. Well, we'll see how things go. One step at a time, really. Like, that's just the way it flows. What? And I mean, if nothing else though, like, I've discovered that the conventional wisdom about an aspect of Animal Crossing for the GameCube here is not true. So if nothing else, I made a discovery. Which is always neat. And one of the interesting things, like the fact that I do play games 100% them to just like ridiculous extremes, is I encounter these like weird situations and such. We're going to the dump. Encounter things that, you know, most people would, or notice things that most people would never even, you know, think to notice. Most people, I guess, probably don't pay too much attention to whether or not the train station model they get matches the train station in their town. And if they're going for 100%, they're probably just, you know, using codes anyway. Just out of curiosity, if I had turnips, I'd not be selling them here. Okay. $807. Okay. Hey, Cubor, have I seen the whale yet? I'm not sure. I'm rarely, like, actually paying attention for it, and then combine that with the fact that, like, I've definitely seen videos of it online, and with my memory being the way it is, I'm like, I don't remember if I've seen it in my game or if it's just because I've seen videos of it. But, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, just give me a moment to swap out memory cards. But also, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing today? Headphones. Trying to escape. Now let's go over to TRD, I think is what I just put in. Heard rumors of it for years before YouTube even existed. Trying to see and decided it was hoax, so it was proving factual or real. Yeah, let's bring up Wikipedia and see if that says anything about how rare it is. Whale. There's approximately a 1% chance of a large fish shadow, about 20 times the length of a sea bass shadow, appearing in the sea, commonly inferred by the community as a whale. Fish cannot be caught under normal circumstances. However, if spawned in a body of water in town via memory editing, it can be caught and the resulting fish is an arapaima. Oh yeah. Fish, for the most part, functions identically to normal arapaima, although its catch quote is replaced with Mabel's dialogue used when entering Able Sisters. Attempting to catch it with full pockets soft locks the game. Interesting. so 1% chance. So then I've most likely encountered it at some point. So I definitely traveled back and forth between islands a lot of times. Just when games were mysterious. Well, I mean, games can still be mysterious, you know. We've learned that the common assumption about Animal Crossing train station models is wrong. That's, you know. So, you know, just because, you know, even in this day and age, there can still be stuff on the internet that's just, you know, about games that's just common knowledge, and it turns out to, nope, not be accurate. Poke at the coding these days and figure everything out. I mean, like I said, I literally, you know, just discovered that a common piece of information about Animal Crossing is wrong, so not that, you know, doesn't always happen. Okay. I'll do a little bit of map for this town. How I'm gonna get all the train station models? By just each of each town day going and getting station model in the town in question with all 4 characters. So like today earlier, because it was oh, I can resize that actually. Today it was town in another one of my towns. I only had the 1 character so far, so I made another 3 characters, and that's, you know, 4 characters. So I got 4 train station models. Unfortunately, 3 of them were the same. I got 3 station 11s and 1 13. But hey, at least, you know, make some progress. So, if the station models can be traded, like between characters, because I literally just took, you know, this out of another character, like other character's gyroid. Like, that's how I'm getting all of them with 1 character, is I get them with whichever character and then come pick them up with my main character. Oh, using the password system. I mean, I don't know, but that's ultimately irrelevant. If I was using codes, I could just use a universal code to get them. That's what they do for the 100% speed runs. Some town models can. Yeah. Anything that you can order from the catalog, you could trade like that. But the station models aren't ones you can order from the catalog, so those ones I'm not sure. But we got station model 4 here at least, so that's 1 down. I don't think we're doing any other exploring in this town. I'm just going to head over to my other town to pick up another 2. So just give me a moment to swap out memory cards again. Onwards and forwards to I literally just put the memory card in. What town were you? I was literally playing. Oh, Meltor 5, right? Wow, my brain is. I mean, I've had 2 nights in a row of getting like 2-ish hours of sleep each, so my brain not being all here is not entirely surprising. But yeah, so anyway, with my 18 towns total, and the fact that I can have 4 characters in each town, that gives me 72 chances for the train state, for the models, and there's a total of 15, so fingers crossed we get all of them. Legit town codes with viewers. I mean, I'd still rather get it myself, I think. Okay. Like I said, 72 we have 72 characters, or we will have 72 characters. I still have to create, you know, a lot of characters, but so we'll see if I get through, if I actually get through all 15 station models in with those 72 characters. Well, the TRD that kind of I was just in, because that was the one that we had the town day yesterday. There, I just had there for when I create another 3 characters. I'll have to wait till next year. Try again with those. Did you ever do trade codes back in the day? When I played one of those younger, I doubt it. In my first attempt at 100%, I did at one point trade paintings with another streamer who was also playing Animal Crossing, but I felt a bit weird about that, and then, you know, when that run ended, it was like, well, whatever. I'm not going to do that again on the next attempt at 100%, and I haven't, so yeah. Meltork 5, so we want... This one should have station model 11. So let's... Station model 11. GameFAQs had a message board dedicated to trading when the game was current. Super neat to take part in. Ah, yeah. And then 13 was, I think I put in this gyroid. The other 2 just also got 11. The fact that I got 3 11s in one town is kind of concerning, but we also got... It is a bit weird, I should say. Like, what are the chances? And, like, if it was 3 of 10, because this is, like, you know, train station 10, and we got 3 11s and a 13 in this town. Go with your cane. It's like some Werther's Originals. Okay. So you have 4, 11, and 13, as well as whichever one I already had, which was, looks like 7 was the one I already had from last year from Trantor. Okay. Give me a moment to swap out memory cards again so we can go back to my main town. Oh, you know what, actually? Just had a thought here. I know, surprising. Okay, first of all, we can actually erase Melwork 5 Day. That stuff. But because, like I said, next year we could still do 3 more in TRD Day. So I'm going to... yesterday was July 5th. Station models. Now, hopefully we get all of them this year. We don't have to wait for next year, especially because of the fact that, you know, we only have 3 more chances in that town. But I am marking it down just for, you know, so it's marked down. Doing all this traveling from my main village. You don't need to go back to your main village before traveling again. What you can do is you can just like swap out memory card, and so you can go from one town to another town to another town to another town. Just keep swapping out memory cards and such. So like initially it was like Trantor, my main town, was in slot A, and Novum was in slot B. Went to Novum, then switch out slot A Trantor for TRD, travel from Novum to TRD, swap out slot B from Novum to Meltork 5, travel from Novum to Meltork 5, and now swap Trantor back into slot A. Yep. Yep. I did not realize that was a thing either for the longest time. Also, one day I'm like, wait, does this work? I think because it was around the time I started like just creating all of these towns, and I'm like, traveling is taking so long, and like, you know, when I'm going to be doing the turnip market stuff, like, you know, travel to a town, check the turnip prices, travel back, travel to the next town, check the turnip price, and they're just like, this is going to be so tedious, so like, take so long. For all that, yeah, only lose 1 villager. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so yeah, just the one day I decided to test it to see if it would work, and sure enough, it did work. Yep. What time is it? 6 o'clock. We've been live for over 2 hours, and we're still on Animal Crossing. Oh, mosquito. It was a mosquito. Something was flying in front of me. Might not end up playing Knights of the Old Republic today, considering Animal Crossing's gone on longer than expected or intended. Okay. That's fine, though, because, like, we're actually making decent progress with Animal Crossing, if not in quite the way we expected. But so obviously we expected to get, you know, the train station, you know, 3 from yesterday, and then 10 from today. Instead we got 4 from yesterday and 11 and 13 from today. So technically actually made more, got more than we expected, but of course it's down to RNG of whether we get something we need or not. See, all is your fear of visiting your friends and families and neighbors' villages. If you lost Scoot, you'd be devastated. Ah, yeah. Speaking of, who did we lose? If anyone. Because also, it's no guarantee that somebody will move out. Although the more villagers you have, the higher the chance. Admiral. Admiral was living right here. That's right. Where are we at even? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 villagers. Okay, not too shabby. Okay. Now what are we going to do? Never to lose a villager on a visit. Oh yeah. With these station models, because we're not... Also, wait. Yeah, because this time we actually did get the train station model that we were expecting to get. Which is weird. Rasher and Sven are both in your sister's town now, but at least they're still there safely, I guess. Oh, yeah. Oh, you never did not lose a villager on a visit. I think I misread that before and missed the not. Yeah. I've definitely... I mean, if your town has only 5 villagers, which is the minimum, then you're guaranteed to not lose a villager because you can't go under 5. If you're at 6 or 7, I find it's rare to have a villager move out. If you're at 8 or more, it generally happens, but I've still had an occasional time where it doesn't. Also, if you visit multiple towns in one day, I think you're less likely to lose villagers on the subsequent visits. You still have a decent chance of it, but you're less likely to, I think. Because I definitely noticed that a lot when I was on days where I would before I knew that I could just go from, I didn't have to return home in between, where I would go to one town, come back, go to another town, come back, and I would notice often I would lose a villager from this first trip, but not from the second. Been at 15 villagers since 2002 in your village. Yeah, if you're at the full 15 villagers, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose one when you travel. That's yeah. I don't know if I've ever had it where I didn't lose a villager when I was at 15. I think we're going to start working on storing this stuff. Yeah. In Catherine's house over in Meltoric 4. So I'm going to store them in... Oh, we have a gyroid still in here as well to pick up. Give away. Give away. Villager, if it is a 3-level village, which you do not know back then was rare. Yep. Of my 18 villages, 2 of them are triple layer, and one of them was because I kept resetting until I got triple layer. Okay, well let's go and update our catalog numbers. Furniture should be at 586. It is 586. Let's check that percentage. Calculator. 586 divided by 601 equals 98%. Okay, everything else should be the same though. Wallpaper should still be 66. Same with carpet. Clothing 246. Items all 64. Stationery all 64. Gyroids all 127. Fossils all 25. And music is still at 50. Yes. Awesome. Oh, and then we need to make an order. What are we ordering? Our file order for island, actually for an islander, yes, because after this, well, this file things we need for Yodel, and then we'll be done with getting all the islanders' requests. So, what do you want? Exotic chair. Oh, that's easy enough to find. Exotic chair. Azalea Bonsai. That'll be near the bottom of the catalog. Azalea, yes. And we want an exotic end table. That's close to the top. Table. And a retro stereo. We go off the bottom. Also, yes, station model 4, 7, 11, 13. It's weird that it's just random. The fact that we did go, though, get the one in this town that is actually for this town makes me wonder if there's something that affects whether it's whether it that maybe something default it will give you, but then if like you do something, or depending on how you do it, it might actually guaranteed give you the one, or give you a random, and I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think, because like the fact that with my other towns I spend more time with characters that don't live in those towns than do, I don't know why that would affect it, but like Kerbal Space Program in that 24-hour stream. No. First of all, the chance of us hitting 60 subs is very low. Second of all, though, no, 24-hour streams, same with 12-hour marathon streams, like I have a set logic to how I do them. So basically, as a general rule, I start with Animal Crossing because, you know, trying to do that daily. And then after that, I do games from a bunch of one or more games from a specific series where, like, I've beaten a certain number of games but still haven't 100% them. So for a 12-hour marathon, there needs to be at least 4 games that I've beaten from a series for it to be eligible. For 24-hour, it has to be at least 8 games from a series that I've beaten. So for like 24-hour stream, it's basically either Mario games, Legend of Zelda games, or, well, Lego building / games. It's Lego that I do building Lego sets that I haven't built yet first, and then Lego games. But those are the things currently eligible for 24-hour marathon streams. I think, is anything else close? Let me quickly glance at the list. Yeah, Mario, Zelda, Lego. Oh wait, Sonic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so both Sonic and Mega Man are like 2 games away from being eligible for 24-hour marathons. 24-hour Kerbal stream once. Don't recommend that. Kerbal is mentally taxing for a 4-hour stream. Your brain is effectively broccoli for 24 hours of it. Oh yeah. Make a deposit. So yeah, the 24-hour marathons are basically for me to spend time at 100% in games that I've already beaten. And with, you know, a series theme, other than the fact that I do start the streams with Animal Crossing because of the daily nature of it, Animal Crossing, but... Alternatively slotted in Cubivore in a long stream. I mean, if you really want me to play Cubivore, like, there is, you know, a relatively easy way to just get me to add it in to the regular schedule. Well, multi-step way. Step 1 would be, you know, getting me a copy of the game. Then step 2 would be whenever I, you know, included in a poll on Twitter, you know, to be like, okay, what am I playing, what I'm going to work on beating on this day next, making sure enough people vote for it. So it's a, you know, 2-step process there. But yeah. Let's go do a round of balloon fight. I think I'm forgetting something. But I think that's just because the stream has been so weird. Yes. One-player game. When I buy my own copy, it's only like $800. Well, at the moment, you know, I'm not really buying games from series that I haven't already started on, and I'm pretty sure, you know, it's not actually part of a series, it's just the one game. So if I had started on it, that means I already have it. I don't have it, therefore I haven't started on it yet. And when I say start on, like, I mean, like, start, like, a collection, because, like, it doesn't necessarily mean I have to start play. Because, like, if I own, like, the second game in a series, but not the first game, you know, I'd be looking to buy the first game before I start on actually playing the series. But yeah. The $800 bid would just more impact how long it would take, because, and, you know, well, that and how many things I would put ahead of it. But yeah. Because, I mean, I'll buy expensive stuff, it just, you know, takes a while. Maybe one day. I got like, okay, I got one on my way up there. Speculators F off from video games soon with talk of massive taxes coming to game raiders. A lot of some places like Cubivore will be less. Oh yeah. So it, well, so wait, why are massive taxes going to be coming to them, or? I'll have to look into that. I mean, feel free to let me know, but... Just curious. Good start. Ooh. Phase 8. Almost flew away from that balloon as it was coming out. But that's fine. We stunned ourselves. Oh. Let's go. Phase 10. Gotcha. Phase 11. Tax may be kind of through legislation because King has become an investment market. Ah. Interesting. I'll have to definitely look into that. Oh yeah, like, in addition to being, collecting video games, I also collect, comic books. And as bad as we have it with video games, comic books are so much worse in some ways. I mean, and to be fair, like, at least with comic books, at least some of it is due to stuff that is legitimately old and rare, where it's like, okay, yeah, there's only like 100 known copies of Action Comics #1. Understandable that would be, like, pretty highly priced. But, like, there's, a lot of stuff where it's like, why is this so overpriced right now? I mean, like, I have a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15. First appearance of Spider-Man, which I paid $2,000 some for back in like 2008 or so. That issue in that grade, it's like a low grade, like a 1.0 grade, I believe, or so. That issue in that grade is now like $30,000 to $40,000, and I paid like 2,000 some. And it's like, yeah. Ooh, perfect. Barely got that last balloon. But just managed. Phase 16. Oof. Lost a balloon. Ah, lost my other balloon. You know, I think the fact that my routine with Animal Crossing was so off today compared to normal is making me not really be in the, like, mindset for Balloon Fight at the moment. Because I feel like I'm not even really concentrating on it as much as I should be. I mean, to be fair, the 2 nights in a row of 2 hours of sleep each probably doesn't help either. The thing is, people paying those prices for games or comic books now are not people who give a damn with the hobby. Killer Rocks are real rare, but priced by gamers who like games would be 150 max. Yeah. And like... Yeah. I mean, some people paying those prices are still gamers who actually want the... Because, you know, some people do actually legitimately want it and are willing to pay, but a lot of people that just legitimately want it for playing it or whatever, yeah, are priced out of being able to. Like, for me, I'm able to buy some of this expensive stuff just because I'm like, okay, I, you know, save up here, save up there, and just slowly over time get towards being able to afford things. But I also, you know, despite the fact that I don't make much money, I also don't have a lot of expenses. Because, like, I'm a single guy, like, I'm not planning on ever, like, you know, getting married, having kids. So, like, my money is just my money. I have relatively low rent, you know. So I'm able to, like, be like, okay, I'm just gonna, like, set aside a chunk of money from this paycheck or whatever, and not necessarily the same, you know, not necessarily a large chunk from every paycheck, but, like, you know, here and there, set aside little bits here and there, and then occasionally set aside larger amounts and slowly build up. Not a fan of game collectors. Well, I mean, like, I'm a collector. Now, I collect for the purpose of playing, in theory, obviously in practice. You know, I'm limited by time, but... yeah. Balloon Fight, yeah. Ooh. The fact that I got up there without getting hit. No, then I take a hit. Oh, you're going in the water. Excellent. Fish food. Ah, we're not getting a perfect on this one, yeah. Missed the balloon. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, going back to like my Amazing Fantasy 15 that I was mentioning though, that I paid large sum of money for, and I could now sell for a much larger sum of money, but I have no intention of doing so. Like, I had a few people be like, you should sell that. I'm like, well, no. Like, yes, I would get a bit of extra money that I could then spend on other things I want, but like, it'd be like, okay, I sell one thing I want to get other things I want. No, just... And like, if it was like, you know, if I'm ever in like terrible financial situation where I need money, like, then okay, I have that then as a backup in case of emergency, but I'd rather not have to. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't just display them on my shelves. And yeah. 35 systems and 4,000 games. Play them all or intended to at some point. Just collect have, yeah. Yeah, like if you're just like wanting to have it on your shelf, like, you know what? Get yourself a printer and print out the box art. Like, you could even, like, you know, get like a nice high duty printer, like prints on cardboard. Get an actual, like, get the cardboard that you can fold into the actual box. Bingo. You're good. You're golden. It'll look the same. Okay. And then now we're going to switch over to Meltork 4. One of my characters in Meltork 4, yes. Save and quit. To do two things. Just give me a moment to swap out memory cards. Ugh. Do I have Rogue Leader? I do indeed have Rogue Leader. I have all three Rogue Squadron games. First one on the N64, second and third on the GameCube. Yeah, actually the two GameCube Rogue Squadron games were games I actually even, like, yeah, those were ones I got back in the day when the GameCube was still the current system. I believe I still bought both of them used, just because, you know, limited funds. Cheaper that way, but have had them since way back in the day. Played it on stream. Played them all three of them on stream as a cat. The original Rogue Squadron for N64. That one I bought more recently. Like, it was still at this point probably like 5+ years ago. But I have played all three of them on stream and beaten on stream. Use a speedrun Rogue Leader. Nice. That's world records in it. Oh, that's awesome. Various villagers moving. Oh. Stuff from Valentine's Day. Floorball shirt. Shows you how long it's been since I've played as a... no. Actually, I think... maybe. Got launch with your GameCube. Sell a game even today, yeah. Yeah. I very much enjoy playing Rogue Squadron 2 and even 3 back when I was younger. Replaying them on... Well, when I played them on stream, because it was playing the N64 one for essentially the first time and then replaying the second and third one. Original Rogue Squadron was definitely rough, and then I very much appreciated the second one even more after playing the first one, because normally I'm not somebody that like complains about graphics. Like, I mean, I'm playing Animal Crossing here. It's an N64 level of graphics on the GameCube, right? I don't care. Rogue Squadron was a game where that actually mattered, though, because like in N64 Rogue Squadron, it was so difficult to see enemy ships until they were like super close and such. Whereas the GameCube games, it's like, oh, I can actually see them at a distance and shoot at them, not just like, is that a ship? Maybe? No? Shame Factor 5 decide to make Lair. Destroy themselves, yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's check here. Okay, we do have a basement. So I think the plan is going to be... We're supposed to play one new S4 games. We're not supposed to look or sound that good. Yeah. Yeah. It's just the fact that, like I said, the Rogue Squadron... The graphics with Rogue Squadron actually impacted my ability with the game. Because like I found it's so much more difficult than the second and third game, just because of the fact that I'd be like... wouldn't be able to see the ships until like they were pretty much flying past me. And then it's just like, oh. But yeah. But it is what it is. Okay, so we're going to go and grab... Also, who lives in this town right now? Do we have anyone on SC-04 Fog? Yeah, Harsh Mistress. Yep. Do we have anyone on the list of villagers that we still need in Trantor here in Melkor 5? Probably not. Bones, Buzz, Chief, Cyrano, Liz, Pom Pom. No. Okay, so somebody from here will probably move to Trantor, but it's not somebody we need. That's fine. I did play with the expansion pack. And now that you say that, I dread what it will be like playing without the expansion pack. Yeah. Velma and Lobo are both in your village. Nice. Yeah, I like them. Lobo was one of my favorites going back to like when I played this when I was younger. And Velma I like because just reminds me of the Scooby-Doo character Velma. Okay. That almost sucks, but she is an OG. Who was who lost Rasher to your sister for? Oh yeah. Rasher, yeah, I figured what you meant. Yeah, like I said, I like Velma just because she reminds me of the Scooby-Doo character. I don't know whether or not she was at all inspired by her or not, but that's who she reminds me of, so... Blanca time. A random globe. There we go. You do not look like a gargoyle. You look like a globe. Also starts with the letter G, so I understand the confusion. Now this Blanca, because this is us traveling to my main town, we might actually see this version of Blanca tomorrow when I'm playing. Okay. Check items. Leave the gyroid, because that'll be for Jonathan whenever we play as him next. Okay. Yes, just came to grab those three things. So I'm thinking with Catherine's house, so main floor we're gonna have like just like basically create a town out of models. In her basement we're going to have the trains, like all the additional train station models. So like we'll have one on the main floor, and then the rest just in the basement. That's, I think, the plan. But yeah. Oh, and I need to check. Actually, I'm going to make sure I don't forget this. I'm just going to switch to the holidays list so we can mark down when exactly Meltork 4 Day is. Since train stations models are apparently random, that means the fact that Meltork 4 has the same train station as Trantor is irrelevant, as we could still potentially get something we need. So we should check when that is. Yeah. So fingers crossed things go smoothly, though, with us actually getting all the train stations. Because the thing is, because of the fact that it's random, that doesn't mean we do get 4 chances. Get 4 in each town, which means that we could get lucky and get all of them a lot sooner. But we could also get unlucky and not get them all. Okay, who... I don't remember who moved. Who was all here. Somebody moved, I'm sure. Actually, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah. So, what we'll do is station model 4. And station model 11. And 13. So it'll basically do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, actually up to 8, and then 9, 10, 11. Okay, we'll move each of those up by 1. And that's what we'll do here in basement. Just got all of train stations. And we'll have one of them that will, we want to create, like, a model town up here at some point. So we'll have, like, one of them that'll be up here. But otherwise, the rest are in the basement. Or, I mean, I guess we could also just do one of the ones we get double of, so we can have even the one on the main floor we can still have in the basement as well. Doesn't really matter. Okay. But that's a lot of that's for future art to worry about. For now, it's just about making room. Okay. And this is where... I literally have the holiday list open for a reason, Eric. Sometimes I think I need a new brain. Okay, when is Meltork 4 day? So we need to check. And is it going to be... See, is it a day that's already passed, or... No, 24th. Meltork 4 day is the 24th. Oh, that's the same as Toronto Day. Okay. So, there we go. That's all good. So the next thing we have is the Peg Day on Saturday. And because that's a Saturday especially, we want to make sure we have a full 4 characters in that town prior to Saturday so that we don't have to spend time on making characters then. So I will do either tomorrow and or Friday, make additional characters for the Peg, and then, yeah. And then when the time comes, we will just, fingers crossed, we get everything. Okay. And this is, I think, where we will call stream, but we are going to go raid somebody. So if you all want to stick around for that, that would be awesome. Obviously, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's always nice to bring love over to other streamers. So let's see who is live and who we want to raid. So we could raid somebody playing Fall Guys. Could raid somebody playing Lost Ark. Could raid somebody playing Graveyard Keeper. Probably gonna be one of those people. So let me know in chat if you have a preference for any of those games I just mentioned. Otherwise, I'll decide myself who we're gonna go and raid. And yeah. And I should be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Daylight Time, with more Animal Crossing, followed by Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Friday, Animal Crossing, again 3 p.m., Animal Crossing followed by Earthbound Beginnings. Saturday, just Animal Crossing at 5 p.m. Early, well, it's normal 6 p.m., like we're not generally late, but hopefully at actually 5 p.m. on Saturday. Sunday, Animal Crossing, hopefully at 7 a.m., but we'll see. It should be happening regardless, though, at some point. And then a Silverquest Sunday stream at 7 p.m., currently looking like Majora's Mask. The next week, weekday streams are back to 3 p.m., with Monday being Animal Crossing followed by Robo Warrior. Tuesday, Animal Crossing followed by Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And Wednesday, Animal Crossing followed by Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which we ended up not doing today because of Animal Crossing going so long. And that is the schedule for the next week. And since nobody has a preference as to who we go and raid, I think we are going to go and raid I think we're going to go and raid Hell Hath Some Fury, who's playing Graveyard Keeper. Looks like stream was just started about a little over half an hour ago, so should be good. If y'all want to join me on the raid, you can copy and paste the raid message and join in on the raid. And yeah, Thanks everyone for coming out today. Those who chatted, those who just lurked, those who raided. You're all wonderful people. Thank you for hanging out. It's been a blast. And I will see you all later. Let me just make sure I've copied the raid message. And bye.